I'm Mandy, and I'm gonna talk to you a little bit about how to use a jump ring when making jewelry or fixing jewelry, because I know if you're anything like me, you've had necklaces and the hook comes off, you can't close them anymore, and you think that, there's nothing you can do to save it. So we're going to talk a little about jump rings, which have nothing to do with jumping, by the way. They're these little metal loops, metal circles, if you will. It's hard to see, that you use normally to close a necklace or, attach a charm to a necklace, something like that. I have a piece of jewelry I made right here. This is a piece of boot jewelry, and you can see that there's jump rings here and here, and then there's jump rings on the back. You see by the hooks, those are all jump rings. And they are very often open and closed wrong, which can weaken the metal and cause them to break. And, you could lose beads or a whole piece of jewelry that way. So I'm going to talk a little bit about how to open and close them correctly. And this will allow you to either just fix a piece of jewelry that you don't want to lose, or even, start making something. Start, with something very easy, like, one of these wax cord necklaces. A lot, like they're nice little necklaces for like party favors for little kids if they want to make something. I have necklace kits that I sell for kids with these wax cords, and they're expandable. They have about 2 inches of chain, so I think they expand to 18 inches maybe. Let's see, actually I have a ruler in front of me. They expand to 20 inches. And when I sell these kits, these chains aren't on them because you can't put beads on if the chains are on them. So they come without the chains on them, but they come in the bag. So there's a few ways you can open a jump ring. The first way, and this is the way I do it most often, is to get 2 pairs of pliers. If these pliers are in your toolbox, you're calling them needle nose pliers. If they're in a jewelry store or a craft store like a Michael's, they call them, a lot of times they call them chain nose pliers, because they have really tiny ends, which lets them get into small links of chain. And I have 2 of them because it's just easier, to grip without getting all cramped up. So I'm left-handed, so I'm going to do everything probably backwards for a lot of people that are watching. So you put the jump ring just on the very end of your pliers. I don't know if it's going to focus for me, but very end of your pliers, move it back a little. And then with the other set of pliers, you go right on the opposite side, like this. And everybody's first instinct is to open it like this, is to open it wide like this, and then close it wide. And what that does is that weakens the metal. Open and close, open and close. And, eventually, look, I don't even have a shape, I don't even have a shape anymore. It weakens the metal, you lose its shape, makes it so it will break if you do that for too much. So you don't open it. Don't go like this when you want to open a jump ring. That can just mess everything up. It can weaken that metal and break it. So what you want to do is you want to grab both sides like this, and you go with one you pull forward, push forward, and with one you pull towards yourself. So you open it like this. It gets you just a little bit of a gap there, and then you can attach it to something. I have a little seashell charm here, and I can just put it right on there, put the charm on, seashell, and then I get those pliers back again and just close it. See, it met perfectly, the ends met up perfectly, so that seashell is secure on there. Okay, the second way, if you only have 1 pair of pliers, that's okay, because most people have a pair of tweezers lying around. These are for jewelry, so they're a little skinnier than other tweezers, but regular beauty tweezers, they could work, or the ones you have in your first aid kit, something like that. So this works the same way. These tweezers are a little tough because they're jewelry tweezers, but it works the same way, and you can, oops, maybe it doesn't work the same way. See, I had to do it a little different just because the jewelry tweezers are a little bigger and more flexible because they're for picking up beads and things, not so much for opening. But those, the little ones that Revlon or somebody like that makes, they'll work great for a job like this, and most people have them in their house. So that is the second way to do it. And the third way, even though I don't do it as much, it is my favorite because you get to use this cool little gizmo, which is on my finger. And it's a jump ring opener. That's its job. I bought this for under $2 on Etsy from a shop that I love, that I buy a lot of stuff from. It's called Bohemian Findings. You should look them up. They're in Canada. They ship to the United States, and they have the coolest stuff. I buy a lot of stuff from them. And this is one of them. I probably paid like $1.75 for it, if that. So it's got all different size notches in the ring. So you just find the one that fits best. See, you put the jump ring in. When you find one that fits, just hold it with those pliers and just turn it back. And look how easy that is. It's the easiest way because of the size of it. You know, when you're working with something that's longer, you know, you have to put a little more strength in. When you're working with something like these tweezers that were really soft, even though it worked, it took a little more effort. You know, I still can do it. You know, in a pinch, it's great, but it's not ideal. This little gadget, you know, it seems silly, but it's fantastic. It really does help. And also, if you have problems with your hands, you have problems with your grip, you can use something like this, make it a little easier. And you can also, you know, if it's hard to see, you can hold it really close to your face, you know, and you can, you know, have that support of your finger. Things don't move as much. It's really quite nice. So you just open it, close it. Just so easy, so easy. And then we're going to go back to this, because if you bought one of these necklace kits from me, which I have, they're for kids. You know, they have different charms on them, butterflies, penguins, sneakers, soccer balls, and these little waxed cords, and then some colorful beads. I sell them for $3 each, or 2 for $5, 3 for $6. And like I said, when you buy them, they come without this chain on them. The chain's in the bag with the rest of the kit. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use the 2-plier method because it's just a little easier when it's attached to something. So I'm going to go ahead and open it. And when it comes to you, the ring is closed, just like this. Oops. It's closed. So I'm going to this time use this method with the ring to open it. Just put it right in there. Look at that. Look at that. Opened it up nice. It's hard to get that focus in. But it did. And then opened it up nice. So then I'm going to put it, and there's a little tiny loop there. Just feed it right through that loop. And this time I'm going to go back to those tweezers, just in case that's what you're working with. And just, I have to squeeze them real tight so I can get them close to my fingers, see? And then just put them back in place, and ta-da! It is together, and now you can wear it as a necklace. You can adjust it to 20 inches if you like it a little longer, and you're all set. And, you know, the jump ring is the most intimidating part, I think, of getting started with jewelry. My dog is visiting us. That's Daisy. She's a poodle. There she is. See her little brown chocolate nose? You know, it's very intimidating to start with something like a jump ring because, you know, when you look at jewelry in the store and you don't know anything about making it, you see it and you're like, you know, that's not something I can do. But, you know, I started making jewelry when I was, you know, I was a little girl in elementary school. You know, you start with those embroidery floss, friendship bracelets, and then I wanted to do something more creative, so I started using seed beads and making you know, necklaces. I would weave them into flower shapes. And then, you know, as I grew up, my skill set grew up, I did more things. And, you know, I took classes. I learned how to do all sorts of things. And now since, you know, I know how to open a jump ring, you know, I've learned how to do all sorts of things. And I make the charm bracelets. This is all wire bending, just like it would be if you opened a jump ring. This is one of my Dia de los Muertos charm bracelets I just made. And then, you know, I took a class at a bead store, and again, it's all about bending metal. And now I can create something like this. You know, you learn that basic skill, opening that jump ring, and it opens up this whole door, and you can create something like this all by yourself. Like, I made this. You know, I made it all by myself, and I made others. You know, like, once you start, you know, once you know, get in, it's, you know, there's just a world of possibilities. It's just a lot of fun. I would like to come back and do more little mini lessons if people would enjoy it. I'm gonna have this YouTube station, which is going to hopefully be called Handy Dandy Mandy, which is the name of my blog. And we're trying to get it started. It's all new. I'm attached to the Goodness Shop. And you can find me on Etsy, etsy.com/shop/OMandyGoodness. That's OHMANDIGOODNESS. Oh, Mandy Goodness. The Goodness Shop on Etsy is actually my sister. So she has a shop as well that's on vacation right now. But we're hoping to put stuff in both shops soon. And if you like this, give me a like, give me a comment, and let me know if you'd like to see more, have more lessons. Thank you, and I'd love to see what you're creating. So send me some pictures. You can email me at OMandyGoodness. It's spelled the same, OHMANDIGOODNESS @gmail.com. I look forward to hearing from you. Have a goodness day.